Hello and welcome to Papyrus Author's Readability Analysis video. So how can Papyrus's readability analysis help you? Well, firstly, it can help you with your pacing and tempo of the book. Not only that, it can help you target your writing towards specific audiences, be that teenage readers or technical readers. So Papyrus's readability analysis can help you in a number of ways. So with that said, let's take a look at it. Okay, so to turn the readability analysis on, you would come down to this icon that looks like an eye. It's dulled out at the moment because readability is turned off. So as soon as I click it, it will turn on the readability, and you can see all my paragraphs have been colorized. Okay, so if I scroll through, you can see a load of different colors. So what do these colours mean? Well, the redder the colour, or the closer to the red end of the spectrum, the harder it is to read, or the lower the readability index. The closer to this colour, which is sort of a bluey purple, I think, the higher the readability index, or the easier to read. Okay, so as you hover over each one of these paragraphs, it will tell you the readability index for each of them. So why is this important? It depends on the text that you're writing at the time. So being read and hard to read isn't necessarily a bad thing if you're trying to get across, say, a complex or very emotional or very emotive sort of subject. It's going to be harder to read, or a philosophical subject is going to be quite hard to read, or quite a complex sentence. The lighter colours would be good for things like action scenes, because if you're writing something that's full of, say, a car chase, that would normally be short sentences, short paragraphs, punchy writing. Okay, so it's really useful having this readability index for two reasons. It's good to check on the pace of your writing. So for instance, if this was all action and suddenly it was all nice and, this colour here, whatever this colour is, bluey purple, and suddenly I had a red in the middle of it in one paragraph, I know there's a problem, because that would trip the reader up. They're reading through that action scene really fast, come to a complex sentence, and they're going to trip up on it, and it's going to make them stumble as they're reading, which you don't want. You would then go back and change that sentence. If you're targeting a specific audience, so let's say you're targeting pre-teens, you want that readability scale to be pretty high and easy for those pre-teens to read. So, and vice versa, if you're writing something for scientists or a technical manual, you're probably going to have a lot more red, because you're getting across difficult and complex ideas. So it's not necessarily a bad thing to have lots of colours appearing within your text. It just indicates the readability of each one of those pieces of text. Okay, so to get to the settings for the readability analysis, again, you would just right click on its icon, which is this eye, and it opens it up. Now, obviously, you could change all the colours for the different readability scales if you wished. I see no point to that, but you could if you wanted. You could also add a colour for paragraphs fewer than 10 words, because if there's only a paragraph with 3 or 4 words in it, the readability analysis often doesn't check it, because, well, there's no point. It's only 3 words. But here's the important thing. The readability algorithm used. So at the minute, obviously, I write novels, fiction novels, mainly science fiction, fantasy, horror, that kind of thing. So I keep it always on fiction and novels. But you might be someone who writes technical manuals. So you would want complex non-fiction, if you're writing scientific papers. So if I click that, you can instantly see that this readability changed, because the algorithm used to analyse it has changed. If I go to non-fiction, more sophisticated, you can see the colour has changed again. And if I go back to non-fiction, you can see the colour changed again. It was a very subtle change, but it's gone from a readability of 69. If I go back to that, it's gone to a readability of 74, because the assumption is whoever's reading this has a more sophisticated skill at reading, so it's going to be easier for them to read. Is that clear? I hope I'm making it clear. And obviously if I turn it to complex, this is going to be technicians, scientists, so the readability changes again. Okay, so it's good for pacing, getting the pace of your book right, targeting a specific audience and things like that. I generally only turn the readability analysis on in my final edit, because otherwise if you're working and this is turned on all the time, it can become quite distracting with the colours changing all the time, because as you type, it's analysing every word as you're typing, so the colours can change actually as you're typing, and it can be a little distracting. Okay, so that was the readability analysis video. I think you'll agree that the readability analysis combined with Papyrus's style analysis really helps you fine-tune your book to an extremely professional level. So until next time, I'll catch you later.